here in North Las Vegas, and I am here at Morton's Travel Plaza, which has truck parking. And right across the street is Tacos El Gordo, all the way from Tijuana, Mexico. Well established in San Diego, but yeah, they've got them in Vegas now. And get me some Mexican food here. So hopefully this is a good place to stop when I'm headed to Utah or headed to the Nevada area. We'll see if these tacos are as good as the ones down in San Diego and Mexico. So this place is where the 15 freeway and Cheyenne Avenue meet, right by Losee Road. Across the street you have a 7-Eleven, you got a McDonald's, and then here you've got a Subway, a Mexican grill, and a wing place. And this is Morton's here, and it's a Sinclair fuel stop. So Denny's across the street as well. It's a really busy intersection, but it seems like a legit place. First time parking at this truck stop, and hopefully it's not gonna be any drama here. It should be fine, but you can never tell. So yeah, I brought the food back to my truck. Probably, I mean, I never thought taco prices would be so expensive, but ended up spending $22 and change for 5 tacos, so pretty wild, you know. But they are famous for having excellent tacos. When I used to go down to Mexico, we would always drop by Tacos El Gordo and enjoy these wonderful tacos. I mean, they are probably the most legit Tijuana tacos you're gonna get outside of Tijuana. And I got the al pastor here. I mean, it looks kind of sloppy, but they are delicious. Took a bite. Excellent. Thumbs up, a big thumbs up. So glad I stopped here. I know it looks pretty wild, but this is the carne asada, and their carne asada is really good. You know, I just ate all the al pastor, and I'm working on the carne asada, but that smoked mesquite flavor is amazing. It's really good. Highly recommend it. I think sometimes in life we work hard and we hit certain goals, and at that time we've accomplished, so we've gotten to that finish line. That's where we kind of reap the benefits of our hard work. And a lot of things in life seem like that. You work hard towards that goal. You know, sometimes we, study hard, get that diploma, or sometimes we make enough money and buy that car, or, save up for that special trip. I remember when I was younger, I would save up money for those long distance, long range fishing trips. And I think in life, we work hard, we achieve, and then we reap the benefits of our hard work, or we relax. Some people, their goal is to finish school, and once they finish school, they relax. So the danger of this pattern sometimes is once we hit that finish line, how we completely check out. Yeah, I think it's important to take a breath, reset, for how much ever time you need. But I think it's important that we never stop. We never stop learning, we never stop growing, we never stop accomplishing, and we don't stop setting new goals. And I know people that graduate college and then they check out. And when you talk to them, they sound like old men, old women, like they just sound crusty. They sound like they're so set in their ways because they've accomplished. And instead of continuing to grow and reinvesting into yourself and having new accomplishments, a new drive, resetting your life to a new goal, a lot of times people just stop. There are people that study, get a diploma, get a job, and then it's day in, day out, no sense of growth or learning, but just doing their job. And to each their own, and there is a level of responsibility and productivity and whatnot. But even like healthy habits or healthy hobbies that you pick up, that could help you continue to grow, or continue to stretch yourself, or continue to do things that you normally wouldn't do if you're stagnant. And so it's one of those things where you don't want to check out, and you only have 24 hours in a day, 7 days a week, 365 days in a year, and you could only do so much. You don't want to spread yourself out so thin that you have so many unfinished goals and unfinished tasks and so many things on your bucket list of things to do that you never get to do. But I think honing in your energy to constantly grow in certain areas of your life is really important. Honing in your energy to constantly put into that endeavor so you have accomplishments in your life is very important. Learning new things, going to places and experiencing new things, and constantly keeping up with things that are going on in the world. There are people that have checked out, like like for me, for instance, for a while my music stopped in 1986 and I could care less for any of the new music that was coming out. And if you see some of my early playlists or early music choices, they were all back in the 80s, and you don't keep in touch with what's going on. Yeah, some people will say, some people my age will say the music those days or these days stunk or whatever, but I listen to some of the stuff from back in the day, and there's some good stuff, there's some classics, but there's also a bunch of garbage too. People say that about the 90s, the 2000s, 2010s, and as time goes on, I think keeping up with technology is key. I think keeping up generally with what's going on in the world is key. And you don't have to be a master, you don't have to be a tech savvy guy, as long as you are in tune with what's going on, and also what's going on in the world, what's going on around you, especially for truckers, what's going on in the trucking community, and how the FMCSA or the government is making these rules and laws regarding truckers, what's going on with all of the non-domicile, foreign drivers and all that stuff going on, keeping abreast with what's going on as it relates to us and also as it's relevant to the world. I don't think it's a good idea to just shut down in terms of growth, accomplishments, having goals, or learning new things. Now, like I said before, you can't do everything. And just because you forsake one area of your life, but you are still active in other areas of your life, that's key. The key thing is being proactive in keeping in touch with what's going on, and also proactive in growing and accomplishing your goals. Have some goals set up. And I think at the same time, the commitments that you did make, your job and your family and all that stuff, those things have to be priority. And you don't want to forsake those just so that you can achieve your goals or whatever, but set your priorities straight and stay active, and I think that will be one of the key ways that you experience life in a rewarding way. And as you grow, you don't get old and crusty. Some people at the age of 24, they're old and crusty, I'm sorry. And I see people that are in their 60s that are living vibrant lives, just lives that are so proactive and rich, and so hopefully that gives you some encouragement and some direction, and maybe a time for you to think to see, hey, am I satisfied with where my life is headed? Because sometimes we don't think about where we're heading. We're in this grind, we're in this treadmill of life, and we're just going. And we realize, I should have done this, I should have done that. I should have visited here while I was younger. I should have, experienced this when I could have, So just food for thought for you to think about. So I stopped here in Baker for the Mad Greek Cafe for some Greek food. It says Athens, Greece is 10,215 kilometers away, 6,348 miles. Wow. Anyway, I'm gonna try to get some good food. We'll probably get €1. Already getting ready for Christmas here. So I actually got this thing called the al pastor euro. Never knew there was such a thing, but they said it was a pork euro. What's going on, my people? So this week is a decent week. I went to Phoenix and back, and then they sent me to Salt Lake City, Utah. It was a total of about 2,000 miles, about 1,970 miles or so. So it wasn't too bad. All in all, it was a smooth, good week. I'm going to be ending the week on a Saturday midday. So, 4.5 good days of work, and can't complain. for us Schneider drivers that have been driving for over a year, we got our bonus, and which isn't bad. That's one of the perks of being a company driver. You know, you still get your 401k, you still get bonuses once in a while, you get paid days off, you know. And so all in all, pretty solid week, no drama. Had a chance to go to Utah when it wasn't snowing in December. There's hardly any snow over there. When I looked in the mountains at a certain elevation, you see some snow, but the lowest it got to was about 32 degrees at night. During the day, it was like in the 50s, you know, even up to 60 at some points. And it was pretty good. I had a chance to stop in North Vegas at a truck stop, and got to eat some of my favorite Mexican food. And you know, can't complain. And found the Tacos El Gordo here right next to a truck stop, which is pretty awesome. So yeah, anyway, that's pretty much what I have for you guys this week. But I hope you guys are all doing well as you gear up towards the end of the year, and especially the Christmas holiday and the New Year's holiday. So hopefully you feel blessed during this time and not stressed out, and you could really appreciate everything that life has to offer you. Anyway, God bless all of you. Thank you for following me on this journey. And for all of you drivers out there, stay safe, peace, and until next time, cheers.